the Humphreys. I'm so excited to have you guys today.
Thank you.
We're glad to be here.
So let's get into the swing of things. How long have you guys been married?
We have been married 3 years and going on 4 months tomorrow.
He got it right.
All right.
I'm always right.
Down to the month. Okay. That was cute. So I'll start with Willie. Where did you meet?
We actually, can I tell it?
Of course you can tell it.
We actually met.
You don't have to say the site.
We actually met on a website.
Okay.
I was told not to tell the website.
All right, that's fine.
Well, we don't give free advertisement.
So you saw her and said, "This is the one for me, huh?"
I did see her, and I my first response was that she was a very beautiful black woman, and I would like to get to meet her.
And that she is beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
All right. So, Kirsty, so how did that go for you?
Well, when he first inboxed me, it was on Good Friday, and I was sitting in church and I was watching the youth showcase at church, and I was like, okay. So I responded to him when I walked out of church, and I asked him, was he related to a certain person or a certain family? He goes, yeah. Are you my cousin? He's like, because I have so many cousins. But I said, no, we're not related. And he asked if we could meet up that weekend. And our first meeting was Easter Sunday at church during Easter Sunday service.
Yeah. So where was the first date?
Our first date was, did you consider that? No, it was when we went to the beach.
Well, what happened was I was really nervous in church. So I left church service because I was like
sweating bullets.
It was really new to me. Like it was almost like a blind date. So we left, and I actually had to go home and get ready for an evaluation for work as well. So he's like, well, can I see you later on? And we went to the beach that night, and it just seemed like we talked for like 3 or 4 hours with no interruptions, and we laughed and everything. But our first official date where he picked me up was the next day, which was Monday. And we went to dinner and a movie. And he chose the movie.
Really?
Oh, what was the movie? Just curious.
The movie was called The Perfect Match.
Yes. I didn't choose the movie.
What do you enjoy most about your relationship?
Do you want me to answer that?
Yes.
I enjoyed our quality time. Honestly, we spend a lot of time together. We do a lot of things together on the weekend. We travel together. I enjoy that I can be very open with Willie. I can share my thoughts. I can share my dreams, my goals. And it's never you sure you want to do that? It's always, I think you should go for it. So I enjoy having a partner that pushes me, that I can have fun with. And we are alike in so many different ways, but very different in a lot of ways to keep things interesting.
Got it. What about you, Willie?
What I would say is that I enjoy the quality time as well, but I enjoy the laughs. We laugh a lot together. My wife is very silly, as some people don't know. So I enjoy that, and how she motivates me and how she always pushes me to be the best me.
Wow, love it.
You're supposed to copy my response.
I didn't copy your
What
response.
are some attractive traits about your husband?
From the beginning, Willie has always, if he says he's going to do something, he does it. He has always been, he sees everything through. If he says he's going to do it, he does it. Even if it's things that I really don't like, if he says I'm going to do it, he does it. But most of all, the thing is, Willie likes to, I think Willie likes to see me happy. Like, he'll build something and he'll say, well, do you like this? And if I say, oh, I really don't, he won't even finish it. But
It's contradicting.
I know, but it's not. It's not. I just said, he likes to see me happy. So that is really, and because you follow through, what's wrong? He just told me I was contradicting myself. I'm not doing that.
All right, Willie, take over, Willie, take over. What are some of the attractive traits of your wife?
Well, one of them I say that I think is that I love how intelligent my wife is. That is one of the most beautiful things about her. She does her research, and when she gets committed to something, she is committed to it. But she's very intelligent. I mean, there's so many things that she knows about and that she brings to my attention. I just loved her intelligence.
Oh, that was sweet.
All right, so any one of you guys can take this first. When did you first know you were in love?
Just say either one, so I'll take it. I think I knew, I can speak for me. I knew I was in love with her when I couldn't see life without her. So that's when I knew that she was the one for me.
All right. All right, Christy.
I don't know how to follow up with that one because I knew I was in love with Willie because in our relationship we kind of went through a squabble in the beginning, and normally I'm like, okay, well, that's it, it's over. I'm gone. But I also felt that I missed him. I longed for him. And because I was attracted to Willie it was deeper than just physical. Like I said, there was a commitment factor with Willie. Willie was always very honest. I missed that because for so long, when you don't have certain character traits in people, especially of someone that you're, involved with, when you don't have those character traits and you find those in someone, you don't want to let them go. So I knew that after we had that squabble, and I actually cried. I was like, I think that I may be in love, I said, I think I really may be in love. And sure enough, it was only a 48-hour squabble. But for that 48 hours, I didn't sleep. I didn't eat. I mean, it wasn't anything good. So I knew that if we did rekindle or, reconnect, that I knew that I would want to really be with him.
Oh, you're so sweet. You're my baby.
What's your favorite place that you guys have visited?
There are so many.
I'll take.
I see that you guys travel a lot, so you have options.
Yes, I guess I will take that. Every place we go is a favorite, but the one place that I think was my favorite because it was so romantic was Barbados. And when we went to Barbados, it was a surprise trip. Willie planned everything for me. I didn't know anything. The only thing I had to do was bring my passport and pack. I didn't know anything about the trip. And it was truly just a fascinating place. We went on so many different adventures there, and it was really romantic. So that was my favorite trip.
Well, you found yourself a keeper, girl.
I must say.
My favorite trip would probably be New Orleans. We went, my wife surprised me because I had never been. You had been. Mm-hmm. And I think I mentioned it to her one time that I wanted to go to New Orleans, and she surprised me with a trip there. But we had so much fun. We laughed. We stayed in the nicest place that I've ever stayed in my entire life.
Where was we stayed in the
Roosevelt.
The Roosevelt, which is we stayed in the Waldorf Astoria. Yes.
Oh, Christy loves luxury, so
Yeah, that she does. It was beautiful. I loved it. I had so much fun there. I was so grateful that she decided to spend that moment with me there.
It was your birthday.
It was. Mm-hmm. And the interesting thing about that is we met a lady on the strip that her birthday was the same day as mine.
Yes, the dancing lady.
Yeah, the dancing lady.
Mm-hmm. So.
do you truly listen to each other and consider ideas or complaints?
Yeah,
I think we do.
Yeah, all the time.
We do that very well, actually.
Mm-hmm. We I don't think, because we do have similar ideas of the things that we like. I don't think there's ever much compromise, but if there is some compromise or with ideas or things that we want to do, we come to a mutual understanding, and we get it done. So we consult each other all the time. I mean, for like dinner or, just doing things on the weekend, so we really do. We come together on things like that.
It helps that, as my wife stated earlier, I like to see her happy. So I'm a little more flexible than I think she is.
Yeah. Would you want your spouse to change in any areas? Even a little bit.
I can say, yeah, I want Willie to learn the word no. Yes, I would like, because Willie is a pleaser, and especially with myself, family, friends, anything. Sometimes Willie overextends himself, and I have to say, sweetheart, you just really need to rest. Or, sweetheart, don't do that. You don't have to do it right now. But he does. He will overextend himself, especially, when it comes to those that he loves, and at the point of wearing himself out. And I do know that self-preservation is very important. Very, very important. And I do want him to take some time for himself to just relax. So.
Well, in that case, since we're going to go down that road, I would like for my wife to be more of a entertainer, I'll say. I mean, I have friends, and my wife has friends. So, but there aren't very many people that we hang out with. Mm-hmm. So I would like it if my wife would learn to entertain and be more people friendly.
I'm getting there. I am.
My wife is a real recluse. This house is her place, and she loves the inside of it.
What do you think, Kirsty? Work in progress, right?
I'm a work in progress, yes. But every time he asks, hey, can we do this or can we do that? I'm like, yes. And because I like everything down to the letter, as far as plates and cups and serving utensils, I like everything right. It just sends me, I go into overdrive when I plan something. So even if it's just watching a football game, I want to make sure everything is laid out properly, and that, we have everything to please everyone. So that's why it's very far and few in between the times that we do entertain, because I think I take it to another level sometimes.
2 or 3 levels. It's not just one.
We'll have to be a part of this Kirsty experience. So next time, shoot us an invite, okay?
I sure will. Yes. Unfortunately, due to COVID, we were going to have a huge 4th of July gathering, but now it's going to be a Juneteenth event. But we're going to have a big festival, like, for everyone, and we were in planning for like a year, but then COVID came and we kind of had to shut it down. Juneteenth.
Even though you kind of said a few things already, but what's the best surprise from your spouse?
I mean, okay, I will say this. This was a really good surprise for me, because when COVID came and the gyms closed, I was kind of like on a health journey again and everything. So Willie was working outside and I was doing my inside stuff. and I actually walked outside, and he kind of set up an area for me with the treadmill and some weights and my mat and everything, so I could kind of work out, even though I do it moderately. I'm getting back to it. I thought that was one of the biggest and caring surprises for me, because he knew that I wanted to continue, but I wasn't able to because of the situation. So I thought that was a very caring act of him to take his time out to do that. Mm-hmm.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, it's my turn. I would think for me, my wife I'm into watches. So my wife has really spent her time and invested her money in some of the nicest watches that I've ever had in my entire life. And I have my very own collection now of watches. I have like 8, and they're all Invicta watches. And they're really, really nice. I got a compliment from my brother the other day about one that I had on. So that would be one of the most nicest and caring things that I would say she has done, because she indulges my watch fetish.
Oh, these wives gonna have to set their game up now.
That she has set a very high bar.
Well, I mean, he built me a whole pergola outside as well. I mean, I'm sure some people on Facebook have seen it. He built me a whole outside pergola, and I was really happy with it. So a watch is nothing compared to the countless man hours that went into that.
Do you need alone time away from your spouse? If so, how much?
Well, I can start with that one, because I work from home and Willie goes out to work. We get those 8 or 9 hours away from each other. I love to hear the door open, because I know he's home safe. Even if I have been home working all day, I do try to spruce myself up before he comes in, so he can be like, oh, my wife, you know. So we get that time. I do think it's important to have that time away. Not that you need it. I just sometimes think that you have to make sure you still connect with outside people, friends, family, and you do the things that you enjoy with them as well. And then you just reconvene with your spouse and you do your things together. Not that it's necessary. I do believe that it is necessary, but it's not something that, if you don't have it in our relationship, that it would really drive me bonkers. Because even during COVID, when he was off for like 4 weeks and we were together 24/7, I realized, I was like, I married the right person, because I'm not running away from him. I still want to sit here and watch movies with him. He'll sit and watch me work while I'm working, regardless of how many hours it is. He'll sit right there with me. We'll watch a series together. So I think it is important, but for us, it's not actually a requirement. I don't know about you. How do you feel?
Yeah, I agree with you on the part that I'm not running away. So, I mean, I do think also that the time that I go to work is our away time, and it's funny because even then, every so often while we're at work, we'll send each other texts. Or my wife, she always calls me when she wakes up in the morning, and I actually get a little concerned if she hasn't called me by 9, 10 o'clock. I think, like, what's wrong with her? Is she still asleep? So I don't think, as far as like us needing time apart from each other because we have racked each other's nerves, it's just something that happens where I go to work, or she may go to the grocery store for a few minutes, and that's fine with me. I actually enjoy spending time with my wife.
I enjoy you too.
Do you feel like you have enough heart-to-heart conversations?
Ooh, you answer that.
I think it gets to be too heart-to-heart sometimes. I think that we do, because we're both very honest with each other, and neither one of us is afraid to say what is on our minds and on our hearts at that time. So,
Yes.
I think we do have enough heart to hearts.
Yeah, I think we've discussed everything from family and like starting family to retirement. I mean, everything is on the table because I feel that if we're going to be together forever, there should be no surprises. So yes, there's never anything that I'm afraid to bring up to Willie. I just think that everything has to have the right time and tone when you say it, because we've had some very touchy situations, but we've worked through them. Right. Sometimes compromising on both parts, to get to a solution, and it's worked. It really has worked, as I can say.
I think a big thing is that I trust you.
Yeah.
I trust her. Is the word explicit?
Yeah, you can explicitly. Yes, it's explicit.
I trust her explicitly.
Yes.
I trust her with any and every facet of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh, that's sweet.
Right. So, are you quick to apologize, forgive, and move on? Any one of you guys can go first.
I am. I'm a lot quicker than my wife.
Well, because I feel that everything, regardless of how touchy it is, it requires a conversation. Once you have those conversations, Willie doesn't like when I don't talk to him or if I'm walking around with an attitude. So I think he does apologize, and I do apologize, and then I give a reason why I probably said what I said or felt how I felt. So he would never think that there was anything malicious. It was just, that's the way I was feeling sometime, whether it was because of, just anger or just reacting impulsively. I do explain it, and we come to an understanding.
When conflict arises, you tend to fight or avoid it. So what you're saying is you want to talk about it.
Yes, I do. When conflict arises, I like to talk about it because I'm the type of person, if something is weighing on me, it affects more than just that aspect. It goes into different areas, and I like to have a clear heart and a clear mind. So I like to discuss it so that even if I don't agree with you, we can discuss it and I know where you stand. So I really like to have that understanding. And when I have that understanding, I may not agree with it, but I can understand you. I can move past it.
Got it. What about you, Willie?
Well, for me, I'm a little different in that aspect. I am a firm believer of when you say something, whether it's out of anger or whatever reason, once you've put it in the universe, it's out there, so you can't take it back. So I will tend to keep it in and think about it first before I initially react. Because a lot of times when you're having heated discussions, people say things out of anger. Not that they really mean it, and they actually may sometimes mean it. But once you've said it out loud, then it's out there. So I tend to try and think about what I want to say about the situation so that my feelings come out the right way and in a positive way so that we can open a dialogue to solve the issue.
Who is the leader in the marriage?
Kirsty?
Willie is the leader. Honestly, he is. I do sit back, even though I do have my thoughts. I sit back a lot and I let him make a decision or say what he thinks the decision should be. If I don't agree, or if I think that there may be a negative impact or something, I will then speak up and then we'll talk about it. But I do give him the role as the man in this household and the leader in our marriage.
And what about you, Willie? Because you said Kirsty.
I was just messing with her. My belief is that in a marriage, the man is the head of the household. I mean, that doesn't mean that I don't listen to my wife. That doesn't mean that I ignore any suggestions or things that she says. It just means that at some point I have to take the lead and we have to work on this together.
I agree.
This is another question: is what is one thing your spouse does that makes you feel loved?
Oh,
And it could be very simple.
every morning Willie kisses me and he tells me he loves me before he leaves. Even if I am
Snoring.
even if I'm asleep and I don't even know it. Sometimes I've caught him like I'll wake up and he'll kiss me and tell me he loves me every morning.
How does that make you feel?
Oh, extremely loved. I think that because he wants to make sure that, God forbid anything happens, he's told me that he loves me and kisses me for that day. And I really believe that makes me feel like, I am a priority in his life before he starts his day, that I am the one that he wants to give an affirmation to.
What about you, Lee?
I think it's a couple of things actually. The first one is that my wife, she greets me every time I come home from work. And the second thing is kind of quirky, but my wife grooms me. And she takes great pleasure in grooming me and making sure that like my skin is clear and that I have the products that I need to cleanse my face and everything. That lets me know that it's not just a run-of-the-mill thing for her. She truly loves me.
And I cook for you.
Oh, that's
Every
sweet.
day.
Yeah. So where do you see your marriage in like 5 years?
Oh my God, we're gonna still be together, traveling,
Crazy as ever.
having fun, making memories. We have thrown around the idea of adoption a few times, so maybe extending our family. Who knows? I think Willie is kind of probably more into it than I am, but maybe I think I am too. Who knows? We don't know about the family part, but of course, still enjoying each other, making memories, traveling.
Starting a business.
Oh, we did. We started our business.
And actually, we'll be spending more time together because in 5 years, I'll be retiring.
Yeah.
So, so
Yeah.
yeah, more so just making new memories
Making
and
new
loving
memories.
each other more and more.
And side note for me, I think you guys would make wonderful parents.
Oh, thank you, Debbie. You are so sweet.
No, you would be a blessing to some child. Let me tell you that. They would be well taken care of. I can vouch for that.
Yes. Willie is a great dad. I mean, amazing dad. Even a great uncle and everything. So that's why.
all right.
That's why I would even consider it, because quality time. I mean, if I think he spends time with me, quality time is just something, and teaching and, educating and giving experiences to children. That's who he is.
How are you guys different and how are you guys similar?
Well, even though many people don't believe this, I think Willie exposed it a little in the beginning. I am an introvert. I truly am. I am.
Which I can't believe.
I know. Like, this is the thing. I won't throw the party, but I will make a party. Like, I will go to a party and have a good time, but I won't initiate a party. So, I mean, if I go to a party, I'm not going to be like in the corner. I will mingle and I won't be a wallflower. But I honestly don't go out to make friends. I don't go out to involve myself with a lot of people, other people. I just kind of don't. I am more of an introvert. And I think we're very similar in the point where we love peace. I think we've created a home that is full of peace. We created our home. Our home is our sanctuary. It's our peace of mind. When we come in here, we don't We don't invite people here that's going to start trouble, and we don't try to start trouble here. So I think loving and valuing our peace is a lot of ways that we are similar. I mean,
well, for me, I would have to say it is, as you stated earlier, Debbie, my wife loves the finer things in life. And I mean, she has exposed me to all of that since we've been together. Me, I'm more of a simple ham sandwich kind of guy, whereas my wife is a cordon bleu kind of girl. So I think then that aspect we're different. Similar, I would say a lot of our family values are very similar. We're we are like in so many ways in that way, like our family is our center, the core of our lives.
yes.
We're very loving. We believe in taking care of our family and looking out for them. So I
That's
believe
true.
I believe in that aspect. We're very, very much alike.
Yeah, I agree.
I know you have a few, but describe your perfect day together.
Oh,
Perfectly.
our perfect day. Oh, we have a few. It depends. Well, for me, it depends on the outside weather, because if Willie is like outside doing the lawn, I'll go and I'll clean the pool, or I'll do the weeds. And then we'll come in together, shower, and then decide what we're going to have for dinner, and, watch a movie or watch something on television, or even just watching television. I mean, that's just our time together, regardless of what we're doing. It's almost like a perfect day for me.
I know one of our perfect days, especially my wife's, is those days that we have literally been in the house all day. We have not went outside the door for any reason at all. We've just stayed in the house, and we would watch TV, cook, just talk, or she may work and I'll just sit there and rub on her and love on her. So I think that is our perfect day.
Yeah, I told you I'm an introvert.
If your love story was written, what would be the title?
What would be the title of our love story?
I
guess I would say The Never Ending Story. Because every day or every time we're making new adventures, we're laughing about something, or we're talking about something. So our story is never ending. There's not a conclusion to our story. We're going into, God decides to call us home. We will be forever making memories, and our story, as long as we're together, will be never ending.
All right. So who said I love you first? Who's the better dancer? Who's more patient? Who is most stubborn? Who is more romantic? Who is the homebody in the relationship? Who initiated the first kiss? Who calls or texts more? Who is more grumpy in the morning? And who is always right?
I want you to know that ever since meeting you, it has been a joy and a blessing and a pleasure that is unimaginable, and that you have made me a better person than I already was, and that I've always thought that you were the most beautiful woman, whether it be morning, evening, or night, and that I wish that the rest of our years, the rest of our lives together, are exactly the same.
Oh, thank you. All right, so I want you to know that I treasure you, I respect you, I honor you. I thank you for being the man that God has called you to be, for always pouring into my life, for being my protector and my provider. I also want you to know that life without you is unimaginable. I couldn't think of waking up a morning and not having you. I've thought about it before and I've gotten sick to my stomach. And I just want you to know that you are everything that I needed in my life to make me complete.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Oh my God.
Wow. There's a little tear coming out. Okay.
Really?
Okay. You're so beautiful.
Thank you, babe.
Okay.
I think we got it the first time.
Do it one more time.
Okay.
I like that. She has soft lips.